Khemraj, in your capacity as an attorney at law, we've learned that you have been retained by this family of this young lady, 16 years old, who is alleged to have been brutally raped and sodomized by sitting Minister Nigel Dharamlall, Minister of Local Government and Regional Development. What can you tell us about how the case is going thus far?
Sherrod, last night I was asked by the mother, Donette Edwards, to be present at the Commoner Street GRPA building for my services to go through a statement that the girl, that is her daughter, apparently gave to the police. They were concerned that there might be certain things done to the statement, and she would like an independent lawyer to be present. I indicated that I certainly will be there, and I was there this morning. I met Donette Edwards, the girl's mom, and she came in with two young sons, one of whom I understand was supposed to give a statement to the Child Protection Agency. And we entered the room into which that child was supposed to give the statement, and the mother indicated to the officials there that Mr. Ramjattan is her lawyer, that he will be there to oversee, basically on her behalf and on her son's behalf, a small boy about 8 years old or what, the statement that is in relation to that youngster's statement. The Child Protection Agency head at that point then said that there is a protocol that private lawyers can't be present at the taking of the statement or during the interview, what they call a forensic interview. So I said, who and who will be there? And they indicated that it is going to be the police, it is going to be members of the Child Protection Agency, and the mother will certainly be present, and so on. So I said, what kind of protocol was this that said that we can't, on behalf of the mother and child, be present during the course of the interview? Because there is a little room in which the interview will be actually done, but there is also another room in which I think the non-governmental organization that is helping out and whatever, they will be also present to see what's going on, because it is being conducted by the Child Protection Agency rather than the police. And the police will also be in another room watching what's going on. So I was shown around the place and so. But I pleaded with them. They said, no, that is the protocol. And there was a girl by the name of child care officer named Camille Jeffrey also, who is in charge of the girl who was raped. And that said that no, this can't be done, along with the head of that CAC, Child Advocacy.
Child Care Protection Agency.
Well, it is called, they told me that it is called Child Advocacy Center. Okay? And that if I want, I could speak to somebody at a higher level, and so on. So I asked, who's the higher level? They said a person by the name of Director Miss October. And they gave me Miss October number, 225-1117. And said they will only take further instructions from Miss October. I then left and went outside and tried calling Miss October, and no answer. So I decided that I will call Vindi. I didn't get back a response.
Mrs. Vindhya Prasad, Minister.
Vindhya Prasad, the Minister, because I think I know Vindi well. She's always very courteous and helpful, but she probably was busy. There was no answer. I then decided to communicate to the DPP and also the Attorney General that I am being denied access, notwithstanding the parent of the child wanted me to be in there. And I also asked, by the way, whether I can be there prior to the girl signing the statement, because the girl is supposed to sign some statement this morning. That is what I was called for. I was told no, the protocol remains what they will abide by, and that's the end of the matter. So it is not for a want of not trying to help the girl. The girl, I also understand from her mother, was making the request that she would like a lawyer to be present. I understand that the girl indicated that. And especially before signing any statement, she wants a lawyer to be there to just go through, and I will not interfere with investigations. I will just be present, and she will be far more comfortable with an independent lawyer. But it did not happen. I then left, and after leaving, I was informed by the mother through telephone that everything went well with the youngster, as she would have wanted. Probably it was maybe the fact that I was there and so on helped in that regard. So I said, no problem. Our lawyer presence means a lot, or the fact that lawyers could be present. I had also learned too that she had asked for the services of Dexter Todd, but Dexter was overseas. And by the time I had reached there, I didn't see any of the lawyers from Mr. Todd's office, but I understand they were later there. She informed me quite a bit about what transpired yesterday at the house. And I noticed that there's a press thing out from Dennis Chabral, which indicated that a room in which it was alleged all this thing happened by the girl was totally altered, repainted.
The room was repainted?
Yes, the room was repainted. That's what the mom is indicating to me. Because the mom was also present at the site, or the locus and co kind of examination.
And
all the bed was removed, and the wardrobe was removed, and everything. So indeed, that is true, what I see in that press report.
Is there a sense how recent?
Very recent, because they were smelling the paint. They were smelling the thing, and the police was there. She also indicated to me that the police had requested Dharamlall not to be present at that house when they were coming.
So how is it that he was there?
And he was there. So the police had to remove him literally and urge his removal. I mean, this fellow is very, very arrogant. He was told by the police not to be there because the girl can be affected psychologically. Please remove yourself. He did not want to remove himself. The police then had to remove him. And then the girl went into and pointed out where and so on. Now, that denial of a lawyer to see the girl, and especially when, in these circumstances, I find very frightening, Of course, I still have belief in my institutions. The Child Care Protection Agency and so on, hopefully, are doing a professional job. It was if the mother then said, I would like Mr. Ramjattan to be present. Why you deny me? I informed them that we're not going to interfere with anything. Our mere presence, we could have go to the other room and watch what was going on. But you were denied. And I have to now question this protocol. That is why I called communicated with the DPP and communicated with the Attorney General. And I'm hoping to get a response from them. Because whatever protocol in relation to this kind of thing, it is not going to be very regularly used in cases, but this case dealt with a minister, powerful state officer. And the state here, by virtue of the protection agencies, are also in charge. So you need an independent advisor, I feel. And I was denied.
Khemraj, in addition to that, we're being made to understand that her younger brother, who she had said and alleged that was there the very day this very horrendous act took place, was also questioned by the police. Could you verify that?
That is what I'm talking about. This morning when we went there, for me to see the statement that the girl is alleged to have made on the previous evening, before she signs it, the little brother I also met there this morning. And that is when I asked the mom why you brought the little brother. She said, this is the little brother that was there, present. And he has to give a statement. So that is why the mom at the said moment said, please, officers in the Child Protection Agency, could Mr. Ramjattan be present? And I was denied. Now, I don't know if he is also under custody.
Could you say whether, if you have a sense that his own statement was any dissimilar from what she had said?
Well, I will be going very much. The mother did tell me a lot about what was said by the little child, and I am of the view that a professional job is being done, because indeed the child said a lot of things consistent with the girl.
You did say, or were about to say, that the child is not in custody. So, in that sense, why weren't you allowed to be present when he was making his statement?
Well,
Did you
that
find
is what,
strange?
Shara, this is the complications. This is a very sensitive sexual matter involving small children. And that is why I don't want to start getting angry and belligerent with the Child Protection Agency and all that. But why deny when the mother even wanted that little boy, who is not the core subject here, who is now taken into custody by the Child Protection Agency? That boy is with the guardianship of his mother. Why couldn't he be allowed to see a lawyer or be in the presence of his lawyer when they are asking the questions? Why? I mean, you have a right to counsel, but I suppose they're subjecting it to limitations now, that when you're accused, you are entitled to counsel, but not when you're the virtual complainant or the virtual complainant brother. Look, it is very disgusting what I saw, and we'll have to put up some questions in Parliament as to what protocol that was, because I'm searching for the protocol, and I haven't found anything that is in my regulations and so on. So I want to know why that access was denied, and I'm here to say that, make that complaint. And I pray God that the Child Protection and Care Protection Agency is doing a professional job. Because if a professional job is not done here, our institutions are going to be looked at with so much, hatred and so on. We got to learn to build back trust in our institutions. And if the mother, because of whatever little niggling doubts she had, wanted her lawyer to be present, also for her son, her small son, why deny? It must get around all across police stations and wheresoever that the right to have counsel to help you along. Yes, it is a fundamental right. I mean, I don't know the Constitution putting limitations that only when you're accused you're going to get rights. But I didn't want to make a scene there. I just walked away, and I did my complaints to the relevant authorities. The DPP, of course, is the head of the criminal justice system. The AG is the chief legal officer. And I thought that also I'll give Vindi Prasad a call. I did. And I called even Miss October. I didn't get any response. But knowing more and more that has been transpiring here and what happened and all of that, and the altering of rooms, and this chap Dharamlall has gotten really arrogant, and then being present there and the police had to say that he must remove. It is a shame. And that is why he should not even be a parliamentarian nor a cabinet member. He shouldn't be in the cabinet room. He should not be there. And all the precedents on individual responsibility of ministers demand that since he is at personal fault here, he has done a heinous crime, and notwithstanding the presumption of innocence, this is a political matter as to whether somebody like that should be inside of Parliament and so on. Because we have solid evidence in the sense of statements, it would appear now, coming out. And probably the President would want some more time. The Prime Minister, as leader of the House, would want some more time. But I'm hoping that the people are going to do a good job of it. And that they don't butcher up the girl's statement to the benefit of this minister. And I'm urging right now, because after the girl signed the statement, that child protection agency is supposed to send it to the police. Okay? And so she gave her first statement, and then she gave another statement about the examination of the house and so on yesterday. And I understand that she underwent also medical examination and so on yesterday. And she had to give a further statement to that effect. And the mother was present, because I asked the mother if she was present, and she said yes. So I'm keeping my fingers crossed, notwithstanding the concerns of the mom. I am keeping my fingers crossed that professionalism is going to be done. It is not as if the mom is saying that they are not behaving professionally, but she is indicating that she will feel far more comfortable with an independent lawyer. And that is why apparently the father's side had asked for Mr. Dexter Todd, who I understand is overseas, but he sent some of his junior from his chambers. And of course the mother wanted me to be there, and I went. And this is the fiasco that happened there.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ramjattan, for walking us through where we are currently. Thank you.
Okay.